Today, right now, in real time, was supposed to mark the first day of spring, but I had my days mixed up. But the concept is still the same.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect time to release what no longer serves us. Flowers bloom and nature renews itself. So this webcast will be shared on April 22nd, even though we're recording on March 21st. So April 22nd is Earth Day, celebrating the power of renewal and growth. I'd also like to acknowledge that March is Women's History Month. So that is a time to honor the incredible contributions of women throughout history. And what better way to do this than with the beautiful Black women who deserve all great things coming their way. And so if everybody can, I would like everybody to share their name, age of your kids, and relationship status if you choose to.
I'm Martika. I have a 12-year-old and a 2-year-old. And I am also single and ready for my husband to come. So
I'm Bonnie. I have 2, and I have an 8-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I am very single.
I'm sorry, as y'all know. I have a 2-year-old, and my relationship status.
What is it?
I think it's in a relationship.
Yes, I agree. It is.
Kind of happened quick.
I love it.
As I was typing this, it was single, so I don't. So yeah.
You ain't single. What up, though? I'm Malika. I have a 13-year-old. When that happened, I don't know. Because you can't tell me that I'm not 19 myself. Okay. So I don't get it. But I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old. My relationship status is I'm outside.
Okay. Yes.
I'm outside, guys. Okay. So, I'll live that.
I am Monica. I have a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I prefer not to say.
Okay. Period. What's up, y'all? I'm Kelsey. I have an almost 2-year-old son, and I am married.
Okay, hey y'all, I'm Micaiah. I have one baby girl, she's 2.5. Relationship status, happily in a relationship.
So we're gonna get into it. So my first question is, what were some key points for you in life as you transitioned into motherhood? Defining moments.
I was 21 on my birthday at the casino with a big belly. So that part, and I was like, all right, that's not happening. But this is not, it's not an event, but it's just something I really remember. I told my mom I was pregnant, and the first thing she said to me is like, that's your baby. Like, despite what anybody else does, that's your baby, and you gonna raise it. So
okay.
So I got pregnant my senior year of college. I wanted my baby. I didn't care when God gave me my baby. I swear if I had my baby, I really wanted. I started trying for my baby junior year. But God be guiding and was like, girl, how you gonna finish school with a baby? So he let me get pregnant my senior year, which was a blessing because I walked across stage pregnant and had my baby a month later. And what that meant to me was, I don't know, I guess it just showed me what we was just talking about. Mama's always gotta get it done, right? And I didn't know how many people doubted me once I told them I was pregnant. Like when I finished my curriculum at the uni, HU period, Howard University, my clinical coordinator literally looked at me and was like, Kelsey, I didn't think you was gonna finish because I was pregnant. And in my head, I didn't have a second option. It was like, you gonna finish or you gonna finish. It's not a disability. I'm just pregnant. Like, girl, come on. I was wobbling getting through that. I wobbled across the stage. So I guess it was just like, for me, it was like, motherhood don't stop the grind. You feel me? And that was just what I embodied from the moment I got pregnant. And I still embody that now.
Okay. Similar to you, when my oldest, I got pregnant in grad school. So I wasn't very pregnant, but I walked across the stage with a very noticeable belly. And man, my folks carried me through that. It was interesting because I was so far away too from like family and stuff. So like people I worked with, my classmates, my partner, like they stepped up for real and like helped me so that I could finish. But yeah, like you, like to me, it was just like, let's just get it done. You know, like it's gonna happen. It was no question in my mind that I wasn't gonna finish because I only had like a few months left anyway. So yeah, I remember that from my oldest.
But the first trimester is the hardest. Like, well, I won't say the hardest trimester because baby, the whole thing hard. But as far as like the new symptoms coming through, so you get the fatigue. You get the nausea and vomiting of some women. Like you get the loss of appetite, which equates to lack of energy. And you get all of these symptoms at once. So I see why, you know, people be like, oh, because it's hard to go through. But like you said, if you ain't thought of a plan B, you know what I'm saying? And with me, it wasn't a plan B because, baby, I was like 8 years. Yeah. Into school, and it was like, baby, you better get this. My mama was on my neck. Like, you know how you grown, but you ain't too grown for your mama to be like, girl, I snatch you up. You better graduate. So it wasn't nothing. It was nothing to it. But yeah, I feel that.
Before I move on, I'll say for me, it was the reality of my relationship, I would say, and like how I was being loved or lack thereof.
Ooh,
that's real.
That's real.
That is.
Yeah. How would you guys define single motherhood? I feel like that's kind of controversial. Like, I feel like there's always, well, there's the married single woman, there's this. If you're in a relationship, then you're not single. Like, I feel like it's very controversial because I always felt weird calling myself single when I was in a relationship.
Yeah, and it, like, if you are not married and you are a single mother, right? And then there are women who are married who live like single mothers. But I would define single motherhood as just motherhood, and that's just how I've always.
Thank you.
Oh
my gosh.
It's just motherhood, right?
Okay, I'm not
That's
delusional.
it. Yeah, no, it's just motherhood.
Yes.
It's not like
okay.
I mean, whether it's you got to be a mommy, like even if you got a man in the picture, he's not a mother. So you're still a mother, and I think it can feel different depending on the scenario, right? So I will say, despite how I feel about the fathers of my children, right? I have two fathers of my children. Despite how I feel about them, they do financially take care of their children. So I don't have necessarily that financial strain, right, of taking care of kids on my own. And I do recognize that is like a very hard thing to be like, it's all on me. I'm always taking care of my kid. I gotta work. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. If I wanted to stay home, whether I want to be with them or not, it would actually get taken care of, right? And that's a beautiful thing. But even that part is not motherhood, right? So no matter what, single motherhood is just motherhood, period, to me. Yeah.
I actually don't identify as a single mother.
Okay.
Like, one reason is because my ex-husband takes really good care of my kids. And he keeps them a lot, and he does all the things. So I saw this post on Instagram where it was like, I'm a single woman, not a single mother. My kids don't need a daddy. I do. I'm the one looking for a daddy.
Okay.
So I always think about that, but I feel like I'm a single woman, not a single mother.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not necessarily, it's not all on me. I mean, but here's the other thing. A mama is a mama. So we carry, whether you have the help or not, same when I was married. Like, I carry a lot of the emotional part of it, whether I was partnered or not. You know, so a mama gonna be a mama, and you know, it just depends on the person and the situation. But yeah, I look at myself as a mother, just as a mother, but a single woman.
I wish somebody would have told me that, or I had that outlook on it, you know, coming into it, because I'm like, it's not 50-50, and I know that, like, of course, but I do expect you to be just as much as
yes. With the fatherhood role. Like, I want you to be just as much as a daddy as I am a mama. So how does that look? I think it's hard because everybody was raised different, and everybody had a different depiction of what a father is or what a mother is or how a family looks like. And so I think when like we're dating or choosing who we're gonna procreate with, it's really important to look into their background, because were they raised like you? Do they have the same values as you? Because you know, some one man might think, and I seen this on Facebook, like fatherhood don't start till the kids become a kid. They believe that the mothers are the nurturers of the baby, and that they don't really have a role with the babies until the babies get of age. Like some men might think that, and some men might have had like the raising where they were the nurturers. They were the people cooking and cleaning and doing that. Like, so I think it's very important to just know the background of who you had kids with and how they understand parenthood. Because I think if you don't have those conversations, or you don't understand that part of them or that part of their life, when y'all have a baby, you could be expecting one thing, and they're not living up to them expectations, because that's just not how they see parenthood. Like, I know a lot of men who financial support is being the father. And I'm wired to be a provider, and that's what I'm going to be. And that's good enough for them. My son know my name. My son know I bought these Jordans. My son know I cashed out for Christmas. But that's what they know a provider to be, because that's what their daddy was. Or that's what their daddy wasn't, and that's what they are. Oh, my daddy left me without money and had my mama, so I ain't never going to leave my kids without money. But your daddy wasn't there to teach you to be present. So it'd be hard to even judge. And I learned this from taking course, like doing summits and going to conference about fatherhood and involving fathers, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you really got to dig deeper into it. It's not all surface, I feel like.
It's not. Well, I will say, just piggybacking off that too, is just me having two, right? My first, he was really big on like, listen, that baby, I can't do nothing with that baby. Like, I can't do nothing with that baby. If you need something, call me. I got you financially. I really can't do nothing with that baby. Thank God for aunties, and thank God for, you know what I'm saying, grandmothers and stuff like that. And girlfriends. Love the girlfriends. Listen, he picked the best girlfriends. They love my baby down, okay? Period. So, but he knows that he can't do nothing. He doesn't have it in him to do it. The second, he provides financially, right? But also, I be looking at him like, do you want to be the mama? Let me do my thing. Like, watch out. But I had to check myself and had to realize, like, this is just how he is. You know what I'm saying? Just because the other one is like, I'm going to take him when you turn 12, because that's how he thinks. I'm going to take him when you turn 12. The second one he doesn't think that way. So it does matter to who you have your children with, and to make sure you know how they see fatherhood and motherhood, because that second one, I'd be like, you overstepping, father.
Are you reading my diary with
cash? Yeah. Okay.
I feel like you can do your research and you can hear what a person says and all the things, but when it actually happens and that baby get here, that's gonna really be what the truth of the situation is, because somebody can tell you anything. That don't mean when it's time that they're gonna actually do it, or they can come from a two-person household. It don't mean that family was healthy.
Say that.
So it's like you can look at all the things and you can even do your due diligence and check all the boxes, but that don't mean nothing when it actually comes. Like, that's when it's gonna really show you who that person really is. So don't get me wrong, I do think we need to, like, there is a level of accountability on our end for sure, and like some stuff you just don't know. Like, I had my first son at 22. I was super young, you know what I mean? So like, life is life, you learn and you grow, whatever, but there's also just a piece of just the unknown in life. You just don't know. You just don't know.
Was your first son your partner's first kid as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Both of them, yeah.
See, then you got some women who be the third baby mama and be knowing exactly how that man.
Hello. Because if you are the third baby mama, you better look. Yes. If you're the second baby mama, you better look.
That's concrete proof. That is concrete.
Yeah, I just want to say. So, some men are great actors.
Yes.
And even with them being great actors, we can have our blinders up to something else.
Yes.
Like might be in the Lululemon or whatever.
You in love.
But
Okay.
it was not love. It definitely was love.
Faster than, you know, not you, but
Grief and
Some of
lust
us.
will lead
Some of
you
us.
to
Be in
babies.
love.
Yes.
Say that again loud.
I
Period.
said grief and lust will lead you to babies.
That's true.
But my oldest daughter, every time I would see him, every time I would talk to him on the phone, he had his child with him. Every time I would see him, he had his child with him. And we didn't talk Monday through Friday. He was just like, you know, the person you hit up when you needed something.
Hey.
But every time we talked,
Okay.
he had his child. So me not calculating days, it was just like, she always with him or whatever. Anytime he came to see me, he bought his child. I'm picking her hair up. I'm trying to like get her together and stuff. I don't know who car he in. Fast forward, I get pregnant. I meet the baby mama. She's like, that was my car.
Ooh.
They were supposed to be at the mall. They were supposed to be
What?
doing. He said his sister did her hair. He's like, no, I was helping with your child. I'm sorry. Like, she's like, I wish I would have talked to you months before because I could have warned you to like go.
Yeah.
But that's why you
Yeah.
talk. That's why you come to women as women.
Ooh.
I will never come to me as a
never.
woman. Please.
Yeah, let me
Never.
Come to me
Unless
as
you
a
give me
woman.
that energy, baby, you might get
You
it back. You will get the energy back. But you will get the energy back. I ain't one of those. You know, I ain't running behind the ears. I ain't sleep. But I'm always coming to you as a woman.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Once you block it,
then you will never communicate. Now, I'm like that.
once you
I'm like
block
that.
it,
Okay.
once you
Yes.
block it, look, hold up. Once
Yes.
you block it and your child come around me, and you come, if you comfortable enough with your child being with his daddy around me, and you let that go on, you can't circle back and be like, I want to
Yes.
miss you. Because what we
Yes.
talking about?
Yes.
The only conversation we
already
having
gave-
is about your child
Yes.
and what accommodations you want for your child.
That part.
We ain't trying to be friends. We ain't trying to do nothing.
No.
So if you was comfortable with your baby being, so after you block it and your child come around me, it's nothing else to talk
Yes.
about. Because they was safe all weekend.
Hello?
Came back in one piece.
But
We
that's
ain't got no
assuming,
problem.
that's assuming you even know who the woman. It sounds like you didn't even know.
I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
like
know who she was.
some people are really good at hide, like she said, hiding things and being
I believe
manipulative.
that.
I
give you that
asked her to invite her to the baby shower. Because I wanted the daughter to be there. And she's like, I didn't know you was pregnant. I didn't know he had my child.
Yeah.
Woo, Jesus.
Yeah,
He
that's
was
crazy.
like,
She's like,
elite level.
I'm not coming, but we can try to have a relationship for them to,
For the babies.
And then he got on.
And the beautiful thing is that you freed her. That's beautiful.
I did.
You freed her. As soon as another woman come around, that's your sign. She frees you. You free.
Yeah.
Bye.
Let it go.
So I was able
I've been
Turn
dating
it up.
baby daddies my whole life. Your kid cannot come around me without me talking to
Hello?
the mama. And that's off of one experience. Like I said, I was in high school. And the baby mama cut a full baby. And literally, we had a conversation like months later. And she was like, I wouldn't even act like that if I would have met you first. And ever since then, I was like, your kid can't come around me.
Yeah.
Unless I meet
Unless
their
you
mama.
meet.
That'll do it.
Now, if I offered to meet your mama, and like I said, she did sit and push it to the side, if they ain't got nothing, I'm still be with my man. I don't know. The baby here, what you want me to do?
I feel that.
But, yeah, I don't do, like you said, I don't do baby mama drama because if it's my man, it's my man, and your kid gonna be here anyway. So I don't need no reason for you to be like, oh, he can't come over there. Girl, because no,
Yeah.
it ain't that deep. I really don't care. I don't be a father, like, co-parent.
We're gonna shift from
Yeah.
talking about the girlfriend to talking about y'all. So my next question is, do you or do you not feel like your life is your own since you've had a child? And shout out to my lovely for that question.
Yeah.
But I'll repeat it. Do you or do you not feel like your life is your own since you've had a child?
I own my life more since I had children.
Okay.
Every time I have a child, I feel more and more empowered as a woman.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
I got boys, so you know what I'm saying.
Oh, my boy.
You know what I'm saying? I feel empowered. I be feeling like every time I have a child, I definitely, it don't feel like burdens. They feel like motivation. They feel like, yeah.
My son don't feel like a burden, but baby, I am not myself. I
Yes,
don't know who this girl is.
How old is your baby?
Almost 2.
Oh, that's why.
I don't know
Still
who
small.
I am.
your first baby?
Yes, my whole identity is being a mom. My whole brand is being a mom. Everything I post is about being like somebody was like, Kelsey, like
Who's Kelsey?
Who is Kelsey?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something. I was scared of this. I went to therapy for this before I had my baby. Because before I had my baby, my identity was being a student. That was my whole identity. I'm in college at Howard University.
Yeah.
I'm smart. I go to the #1 HBC. That was my identity.
Yeah.
So when I got pregnant, knowing that I was about to graduate, I knew I was losing one identity and gaining another. So, and then when I got married, my identity became being a wife. Like, I never was Kelsey again.
Yeah.
So, and my therapist was like, well, what do you like to do? I don't know. I don't even know. I'm like, okay, well, I know what I used to like to do. So I want to explore those interests, but then I go back into those interests. I don't even like them no more. So I don't know. I never thought my son was a burden. Like you said, I feel motivated. I feel like I have this unwavering desire to get off my ass, right? And just make it happen. But at the same time, that's all I'm doing is making it happen. I'm smart enough to know 2 + 2 = 4, and that's what I gotta do to open the door. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm literally going through motions. Like even Monica said the other day, I used to be so girly. She talking about I dress like Kimani. I dress she said I dress like my son.
I was like a little boy.
She was like, I dress like a boy. She thought, yeah, Kelsey dress like
No, Kelsey, you brought it up first.
That's the thing. Like even how I dress, I used to be a Vixen child. Period. Like I didn't have clothes for every season. It was summer clothes, skin showing. I'ma throw a jacket on. You get what I'm saying? I'ma throw the fur on when it get cold, and some boots, some UGG boots, and some sheer stockings. Like it was always hot girl season. So like now I'm just in baggy clothes. Like this is because we're filming. I'm usually in the cargos, the baggy shirts.
You're in the mom trenches though.
I'm just like,
because that baby is so small.
I be like, no, that's me intentionally. That's not me just being like this is me cleaning out my closet, going shopping. You know what I'm saying? Picking out these outfits. And being like, oh, I'm gonna just get cargo jeans and graphic t-shirts and some Nike and some gym shoes and just what's up? I think I'm the hottest thing. Like then I look at myself like, hey, you look like a boy. Like you just look like if your hair wasn't done, you just look like a little boy. Like this, I would not have picked that out. But I love you sometimes. I'm gonna tell you how I end up in the cute clothes. Okay. Cause I put on the back, like just this morning too. I had on cargo jeans, and I was like, maybe. But is it comfort? No, it's just like I don't know.
I love the girls in cargos, like sister with cargos and graphic tees, and she look cute. Like,
but then it be like it don't be the fitted graphic.
It's a whole vibe.
It is a vibe.
Why don't you like it? I wonder.
You can do it.
I don't like it because I feel like that's not me. I'm used to being sexy. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm used to just being sexy.
Who you are is changing though.
Yeah.
She's still
I feel very empowered right after I deliver that baby. I feel like I can do anything. Especially my last one. I had no medicine, no epidural.
Period.
I was in labor for 3 hours and pushed her out like in 3 pushes.
Girl, teach us.
No doula, no nothing. Like my doctor couldn't even make it. She was trying to get there, and then my fiance at the time, he couldn't even park the car soon enough. Like her hair was already coming out when I walked in the hospital. But so that was very easy. It was still hard, but it was easy. But after I did that, I was like, oh, I'm that girl. And that feeling lasts for so long, I think for like a whole year. But then after that, I feel like I was back in like Kelsey mode. Like I'm conflicted because I do like right after I have a baby, I feel like it's all about my baby. Like I want to raise her. I want to hear her talk first. I want to see her walk first. I'm thinking about the future. Like all of that stuff I want to be there for. And after I see my baby, like she's just so precious. I can't let nobody else, even hold her. Like I don't know why I was that attached, but I did that for both of my kids and was a stay-at-home mom for 2 years. So after the 2 years, I'm like, I don't have no friends no more. Who am I? Like, I've been talking to this baby this whole time. Like, I don't have no adults to talk to. So I kind of like lost myself in that regard. But now I'm getting back out here. My baby's 3 now, so I've been out here for a whole year.
Okay.
Getting myself back to me. But yeah, you do have to find your new interest, because I do feel like that mom life can take over.
But it's taking to learn so much from your children. And I think that's where I'm always at with it. Well, I actually have mom guilt because I always had that. I always was like, I stayed at home with my children, all of that, right? But at the same time, when I was pregnant with my first, I was only 21. And my mama was like, your children are going to be your world, your child. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're going to live their own lives. And I knew that off rip. Like, my kids are going to leave me. And my son, my oldest, he's going to leave me. He's going to do that. He's going to explore the world, and I love that for him. So I knew not to make my kids my life. But also, I see so much of me in my children that it's like I can't help but to nurture me when I nurture my children, if that makes sense. Because I'm learning so much through them. Like, even how, like, my son is such a feeler, or this one is so fiery, or whatever it is. It's like I see myself in them, or I can think back, like, who were you when you was 5 years old? Who was you when you was 4 years old? And all of these different things. And so I'm always, even while raising my children, engrossed in a healing journey of self. So I'm very, which it sounds, you know what I'm saying? It can sound crazy to some people, right? Or it can sound very, like, almost self-centered. Some people, I've heard people say that was self-centered to me. But it's really, it's more of a, because I see them as reflections of me in certain aspects, right? I'm able to really nurture them, able to really, like, care for them. And by caring for them, it heals something in me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm always growing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I relate to what you were saying because I graduated, had my baby, got married. Boom, boom, boom. Real quick. And my identity was like shifting so quickly too, and like I was just thrusted into so much responsibility that I was just focused on the child, being a wife, all the things. And so what I was saying was, because your child is so small, I feel like when they're little like that, you do sacrifice a lot of yourself so they can survive. Like,
absolutely.
It's the breastfeeding, it's the making sure they're good, it's thinking about all the things. Like, we sacrifice so much when they're little, but now that mine are a little bit older, I do look back and see, like, wow, I was like in the mama trenches for real. And eventually I feel like you do find your balance. You do find, like, who am I now? And there may even be some grief attached to that. Like, you're talking about the sexy piece or whatever, like different things that I used to have as like my core identity. It shifted after I had kids. Like, the things that were interesting to me were not interesting to me, but I was able to find new things too. So I had to, like, RIP the old me. Like, this is the new me, and I'm different. My body looked different and all the things. And so I feel like when they got a little bit bigger, and I had more space to, like, exhale, you know what I mean? And think about me without, like, don't kill yourself. Like, don't pick that up and put that in your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, it's really survival mode when they really that young. Like, you trying to make sure they literally live. And so
that's very true.
For real, like, don't put your finger in that socket. Like,
I'm not trying to get CPS calls.
For real.
And I want to be at the ER, and I want it to happen to you. So, I feel like over the last, I feel like the pandemic was a defining moment for me. So maybe like the last 5 years, I have, like, redefined who I was. And to your other point, I think it's so important that you find help in that transition.
Yes.
I've had the same therapist for about 7 years now. And with her support, I have, like, stepped into the new woman that I am now. And I look back like, wow, I've come such a long way. So long story short, I was just trying to be, not only affirming, but encouraging to you that, like, as the babies get older, I won't say it get easier, because you just have different things to kind of, like, be concerned about.
Right.
But it's not like the survival mode of motherhood as much.
Yes, I agree.
And then you have space to kind of, like, think about who you are and be you, even if it's different from who you used to be.
Especially if you're raising some self-sufficient kids. You just raise them up to be a little bit more self-sufficient every year. I do think, I agree with you. You come out of it eventually.
You do. It's like a fog, like, where am I? What am I doing? Like, every day is all these things. I gotta feed these kids. I gotta drive them here. I gotta do, like, I was in the hustle, grind, and I used to get sick, and it was just like,
oh my God,
getting sick and everything. Like, it's hard when you first had them little babies, but now I'm team forget them kids, baby. I be like, okay, I'm gonna take it. I was like, and people who do, people listen, girl, please. I be telling my friend, like, girl, please, like, do less. I mean, once they get bigger and you can, like, you have that flexibility, like, we also put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And, like, let that baby go be with the daddy, and you go to the park and journal. Like, find little things that you can do to pour into yourself. So, yeah, I'm team forget them kids. Like, they'll be all right.
I agree.
I definitely feel like life is my own. Part of my thought process was, like, I know that my son is going to be his own person. Yeah. Like, and I had that thought process even before I got pregnant, even before pregnancy was a thought. I'm like, I got to realize, like, my kid will be their own person. Like, I'm really there to do my best and to help mold them into this great person. But really, I mean, that's all I can do. So that was part of my thought process. But I feel like I have so many interests, and it's never really gone away, like, maybe temporarily. But at the end of the day, it was always, I eventually want to get back to that, and I eventually want to do that. I don't remember. I forgot my original answer to that question, but definitely feel like life is my own. I feel like I have no choice but for my life to be my own, because I feel like it can't be consumed by my child. Quite overwhelming right now. Anyway.
The question is overwhelming, but I don't know if my life is my own or if I live my life the way I do because of my daughters. It's a meme on Instagram somewhere that says something like, I was born in the 90s, I'm forever be a child.
No cap.
And I feel like that's my life. So, like, I was 22 when I had Paige, but she's 12 now, and it's like stuff that she's into, I was into when I was in high school and middle school. So, like, Pokemon and anime and journaling. So it's just, it's like it's coming full circle. And then also, like, I've always had a big support system, but I never like leaving my children with people. So wanting to go out of state, like, I'm going to Tennessee. My child is with me. We both zip lining. We both climbing the mountain. We both doing the thing. So, like, I don't know if my life is my own or if I got attachment issues.
That's
but, like,
real.
I even said when my oldest go to high school, I'm like, when she go to high school, I want to go back to college. So that way, when she graduates, I graduate.
Oh, that's cute.
And we can go to school together.
That's cute.
We ain't got to go to the same university, but when she move out of state, I'm moving out of state. And everybody's like, wow, let her be her. She can be her own person on that side of Denver. I'm going to be over here. Like, why are we miles away from each other?
What advice would you give a new mom, and or what advice would you give a new mom who is not in the situation she had hoped she'd be in? Oh, yeah. I feel like people need to hear that.
So, but
what's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Fire! Oh my God!
My spirit is lovely.
I'm a Leo.
Okay.
I'm a Leo.
It's something about that fire in that water. It's weird.
Then I'm going to have to take precautions.
You said, but
He's a
spirit.
Scorpio.
Oh,